first of all, well, congrats in, how do you say that? In hindsight, I guess, something along those lines.
Thank you, much appreciated.
But you guys are actually here to talk to me about how to win, because you managed to win last year.
Okay, all right, let's do it.
So we'd like a little roadmap. First of all, did you have any special strategies last year?
Yeah. Can I? Honestly, we came without expectations whatsoever, so we just kind of went with it, and then we realized we got a lot of balloons and a lot of stickers, and then we were like, okay, I guess this is something. We really focused on, we are both business kids, so we really focused on the pitch side. We were constantly busy with what are the developers making and what do we want to tell around it, and we also kind of noticed that they liked our pitch, so we just improved on it, and went with that flow.
I guess that's then an important aspect because, well, you're the business kids, but what do you need in a pitch? What do you need? How do you form an idea to make it a winning idea?
That's a good question. We actually got a lot of help. We asked a lot of questions with the pension providers there. So with APG, we were constantly asking questions saying, we think this is how things could be done. We think this could be improving things here and there. But like, give us your experience. Does this actually work in like the way you understand pensions? Would this actually have an effect? And that back and forth process really helped us kind of narrow down, because we don't really know much about pensions when we first got into it. We were both really into like ideas of like basic income and like a community getting the value that they needed. But having that back and forth let us kind of fine tune the idea to something that was really kind of appealing to them as well.
All right, well, that's interesting. So can you shortly explain what the winning idea was about?
Yeah, sure. So we pivoted a little bit since then, but in a broad sense, NestEgg is about basically investing in services instead of money. So if you need something later in life, whether that's energy, transportation, housing, why not invest in that specific infrastructure so that no matter what the economy does, no matter what political or governance does, you have that actual asset to reduce your cost of living. If you own 1% of a windmill, you get 1% or 1% of that energy generation, meaning your energy bill could be used to reduce that bill.
Yeah, but I must say that what he explains now is mostly what we're at right now. But indeed, back then, we really focused at the blockchain part, being at the Blockchain Hackathon.
All right.
So now we tell the story mostly about what the product is, because like we pitch it mostly to people who are not really in the space. So when we were on stage here, we really focused on the people having their tokens and how the chain side works, and if a spouse passes away. Like we focused more on the pension core, I would say, and then after that we started really building the product, which Dean just very nicely explained.
Which is also an interesting contrast, because how did you get from the idea you just described to what it is now?
Yeah, so that was pretty interesting. So when we first joined APG, so after the hackathon, we won, and APG wanted to hire us on board. And then we had about a month process of kind of like, we looked at the idea we made, we looked at the technology, and then we as we tried to develop it further, we realized that like there was a bigger opportunity for us to address. So as Nathalie said, at the time we're focusing on just how can we make these pensions time-stamped to make sure they're verifiable, people can see the information.
Right.
But then when we were talking with APG, they were very excited about taking it to the next level. At the hackathon, we said, possibly this could be used to prepare for a tokenized economy. But then when we started working with them, they kind of gave us the leeway. They said, well, just go for that. Like, why don't you actually try to build that solution itself?
Yeah.
Don't wait, build that actual, what the end goal would be. And so then we kind of started taking more of a leap on applying this to a more, not radical use case, but trying to take it more beyond than what the traditional system is prepared for.
Would you say that they encouraged you to think big?
Yeah, I would say so. Or at least they gave us, we didn't know if we could take it all the way with them, and they were like, no, that's why we want you guys. You guys have this greenfield idea, you guys are thinking about the world a different way, that's what we want out of you. And so it was really cool having that reassurance from a big company like APG to take our own idea to something that we think is really good.
Exactly. So what would you, I guess, advise teams now, because you're both in a team this year as well, right?
No, we're Jedis.
You're both,
yes.
Excuse me.
So we are in the pension track now, being on the other side and helping teams pretty much.
And what do you then advise them? What's the best advice you can give for someone who wants to win?
I would say focus on a rather small part and have that perfect. So have a like full circle solution in which you both have a demo and a pitch that explains it. Because if that's valid, then after that you can expand, and it's way easier to expand from there. Because we've noticed that people kind of start like all over the place, and then we say narrow it down, and you only have 48 hours, right? So it's better if you have a very small piece that you can develop in that sense. And of course, I mean, the pitch does something, because the code is, we give a score for the code, but in the end the pitch is also really important. So really the full circle small solution, I would say.
And to add on to the pitch part, it's not necessarily that you need to just like talk pretty or give like a nice sounding, charming speech. It's really about trying to
drawings.
Yeah,
I see a lot of nice boards.
It doesn't hurt though, but no. What really is important is understanding like how this actually applies to society. Like that's where we came in, is that we were able to apply a much more like not broad overview, but we were able to actually apply it to like what's going on right now in the world, and applying it to all the technologies that are moving around, and making sure that the code tells that story. So you can say, this is what it's doing functionally, but here's where it can apply and actually improve things. Because when you introduce a new solution, people see it at face value and they may not see all the external effects that may come out of it. So then it's kind of our job to think of those different things that might be possible once it's available, and then say, look, now that you have a tokenized economy, you can unlock all these different programmable features of money. And that's where the real value comes in.
Yeah, to add one more thing, think out of the box, because we're busy with blockchain ourselves as well, of course, also within APG. So anything that's like super close to pensions is probably something we've thought of. So in terms of having a winning solution, it's really something that comes a bit far away, that might be totally crazy, but that's something we really like to hear.
That sounds great. And speaking of outside the box, I'm sorry, you just unzipped your sweater. What's up? What's up with the shirt, man?
Yeah. So this is a fun side. Oh, thank you. This is a fun side project we have going on. So at APG, to show the kind of atmosphere that we're in, it's like really cool. We're basically like trying to do this community effort to literally send Bitcoin to the moon. So we have hashtag to the moon, literally. I can unzip my back, but it's moonshot.express, and it's like, what if we could use these ideas to do something cool with blockchain? It's just the community. Thank you. It's just kind of apply like a community effort to these great ideas, and like how can we give back to the community and involve people in these bigger ideas. Yeah, but it's kind of just it's still for fun. But we're still doing NestEgg in the meantime, and this is evenings.
To have a bit of fun also during this weekend.
Definitely, but heads up, we're not invested in Bitcoin with your pension, so it's okay, it's okay.
Good, great tips. I'd like to thank you guys. I think you gave people watching, or maybe the teams, I hope you can give them some valid advice.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us on. This is exciting for us too. Like,
great. Have fun the rest of the weekend.